Alright, so we have been working on Microsoft Word, but we're going to transition over to working on Excel again. And a lot of this stuff we're going to look at today are things that we've already looked at with Excel, but I don't think we spend enough time on them. And so we're going to kind of relook at them, relearn them, and yeah, just continue to practice with it. And so before we start, I do want to look at this stuff right here where it says font and alignment. We're not going to really go over this in Excel because this functions pretty much exactly the same way it works in Word. So we're not really going to go over this. It is important. Really, the thing you use mostly with Excel with this area is the alignment stuff. So you can center columns and things like that. We won't really be changing the font too much or anything like that. You may occasionally be asked to bold something, but all that stuff that we worked on in Word is in the same place here in Excel, so you should know how to do it. Alright, so today we're going to look at how to use our AutoSum button, which is probably the most important button that you'll have in Excel. But before we get started there, we're going to look at a few other things. So the first thing I want to look at is how to change the width and the height of your column and rows. Now, an easy way to do it is just to come over here and click and drag. We've done that before. And that's an easy way to do it. But it gets kind of annoying when you have to do that for like 10 rows in a row. So 10 columns in a row. So I want to look at how to do it automatically, make it do it automatically for you. So all you do is you go up here and you'll select, you see this little arrow that points down, you'll select whatever rows or columns you want to change the size of. And we're going to go all the way out to I. And then you're going to right click and you'll go to column width. And whatever I change this column width to, all those column widths we change to. So we'll make it into 5. And you see that it changes all of those into a width of 5. And it works the same way with our rows. You go down here, we can select 1 through 10. So I'm going to do 1 through 11. We'll do that again. 1 through 11. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to row height. And I'm going to change this to 12. Now it looks a little small, so I may actually go back to 15. Okay, so all those are at 15. Okay, so that's how you kind of automatically change the width and the height of the rows all at once without having to go through and manually clicking and dragging, clicking and dragging. You can just do it automatically. Alright, so what we're going to work on today is we're going to make, in class, you're going to do a couple different things, but you're going to make, one of the things you're going to do is make a grid for a multiplication chart and an addition chart. So we're going to go ahead and start by trying to make that. So at A1 here, I'll make this a 0. Now I could go through and type out each of the numbers, and that's fine. I could do that, or I can do our autofill feature. So the way you do the autofill feature is you click on the number that you want to start with, and there's this little tiny box down here on the bottom of your cell. You're going to click that. You see there's that little plus sign that appears, and you're going to drag it as far as you want it to go. Now when I release, it's going to copy all those numbers. I don't want to copy it. I want to make it into a number series. So I'm going to go right here where it says autofill options, and I'm going to click fill series. And you see that it makes that series go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it works the same way if I want to do it going down. So I click, drag down. It once again copies it. I'm going to go up here to fill series, and it counts it down to 8. And now I have an 8 by 8 chart here that we can work with. Alright, so we're going to first do AutoSum. Sum means addition. And I'm just going to show you how to do that with a few of these blocks here. And then we'll look at how to do like a multiplication chart. So we're going to start here with 1 plus 1. We're going to make this chart 1 plus 1. I'm going to click in my cell, and I'm going to click on AutoSum. Now once again, if you just click on that button, it's going to automatically do the sum feature. See that it says sum right here. And I wanted to add up the B1 column plus the A2 column, these two ones. So I'm going to click on the B1, and then I'm going to hold my control button, okay, on my keyboard, and then I'm going to click on the A2, and it will select both of those. If you don't hold the control button, it will not select both of them. And I'm going to hit enter, and that's going to add up B1 plus A2. We're going to do it again for this one right here. So we're going to click AutoSum. We're going to make it add. We're going to click on C1, and then we're going to hold Control and do A3. it's going to add those two numbers. It should give us 4. Let's do it a couple more times. So we're going to do the 3 and then the other. And we're going to keep going until we can get. And you can kind of see how that works. Remember, you have to select the first number, then hold Control and select the second number. You could also, later on, not for this project, but you can hold Control down and select whichever ones you want. But we're just selecting 2 right now. And we go on and on and on and on and on. So that's how to do AutoSum. You just come up here and you can click on the sum button or just click where it says AutoSum. The next one we're going to look at how to use is how to use the multiplication feature. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. The easiest way is you're just going to hit the equal sign. You're going to click the cell that you want to work in. And you're going to hit the equal sign up here. And what the equal sign allows you to do is it allows you to input a like a program, kind of like how we did in our programming stuff we were working on. So we're going to equal and we're going to hit product. See, it kind of pops up here. Product means multiplication. I'm going to double click, and now it's basically just asking me for the numbers it wants to multiply. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the last one. Okay, so that multiplied 1 times 1. Let's do this one. Equal product. And we'll do 2 times 2. We'll do equal product. I'll just keep typing it in. 3 times 3. And so on and so forth. So now it's multiplying it, not just adding it out. So that's how you multiply. Now, there are several other features I'm going to just look at here really quickly on the AutoSum. If you hit the arrow right here, it'll make this thing pop down. And this is just kind of your most commonly used features in Excel for doing calculations for you. So we're going to look at average really quick. I'm going to click average. Now it has this range of numbers selected. So it's going to give us, if I hit enter, it's going to give us the average of those numbers. So the average of those numbers is 4. If you added all those numbers up and divided it by 9, it would be 4. Alright, so let's look at count numbers. It's going to count how many numbers do I have. It's going to be 9. I have 9 total numbers. 0 through 8 is 9. And we could do max, and it should give us number 8 because it's the highest number that's selected. And we can also do min, which is the minimum number. So it should have 0 since 0 is the smallest number. Alright, so those are like the basic functions that you can use. In your assignment for today, you're going to be mostly using the sum button and the product feature. And you may also have to do some of the other features as well if you make it to the second assignment. So if you have any questions, just raise your hand in class. Your assignments are on my website.